And believe it or not, you all work with it as well. You all believe or not? Who don't believe? If you have a mobile phone, you have AI in your phone. Huh? That is true. It depends on the type of AI. So today, whatever I tell you about AI is going to be outclassed in maybe 5 minutes. That's how quickly AI is progressing at this point in time. Me personally at work, I do a lot of work with Microsoft, and they are the number one investors. How many of you heard of this thing called ChatGPT? Wow, you guys are very well informed. ChatGPT has been the number one backer or investor is Microsoft, and they are looking to make their money back from all that money dumped into it. So they will push more and more AI models out there. But before we get ahead of ourselves, what's the definition of AI? Anybody want to? Either the answer is there, but what do you think? Yeah, what defines artificial intelligence? What is it different from basic computer systems? How is it different?
It's not real. Not
Artificial. Okay, good answers. So it's basically trying to mimic human behavior. Artificial intelligence. Obviously, artificial intelligence has matured, but in its very early form, you guys know Alan Turing. You watched the show Imitation Game. So Alan Turing is like the father of the first computer in the world, right? And he proposed this Turing test to test whether whether the computer system that you're working with is sentient or not. Sentient means fully aware of self. That's what the world is afraid of at the moment. The ugly part of it is, I don't know if it's bad or it's ugly. I'll try to define it later. But basically, if it can answer you by itself, and it's showing that it's self-conscious, that's when we know we're in trouble, because we've created life in an unnatural way. So I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but basically I thought this was interesting because 1997 is when IBM, one of my former employers as well, I used to work for IBM, created a computer, an AI called Deep Blue. Deep Blue went head to head with Garry Kasparov, the world champion for chess at the time, and won. Right? It was not people who were telling Deep Blue what to do. It was actively reacting to what Garry Kasparov's moves were. That's what an AI is. It's able to learn. It's able to take input cognitively. You can see, you can hear, can even speak back to you. Of course, in this case, when we talk about Deep Blue at this point in time, I had the privilege, God has been very good to me, he's given me the privilege of working on a cut-down version of Deep Blue for Brunei, the University of Brunei, where they were doing cancer trials back then. We set up the AI back then. So where does that take us to? It takes us now to AI. How many of you are familiar with this one? You see the fridge here? Scary, right? Your fridge also got AI now. I know my one did. We just did a kitchen reno, and surprisingly they had Wi-Fi, and I couldn't resist it. I hooked it up to it, and then my phone started talking to me. Say your fridge need to change water filter. I said, what nonsense? I just put this fridge inside. They want to take your money straight away. So anyway, I use this a lot. I use this every day. Google Assistant. My kids as well. Some of the good things, obviously, not to spoil it too much, is that it can help you learn, right? You know, it's like talking. Human nature is that we learn through interacting with people. The AI has massive applications in this area to helping younger children, junior staff members, junior developers hone their craft, right? You would see down here, there's regular AI. I also do apologize that if the words are a bit small. I was working on a smaller screen, so couldn't really tell. But basically, regular AI and generative AI. I'll get into the next slide. So there's two types of AI. AI has been around for a long time, as you saw with the history, right? A lot of AI has been used to lighten the load of humans. and yet we are more busy than we've ever been than maybe say, a couple of centuries ago. But anyway, I digress. I don't want to talk about that. Traditional AI is the stuff that we normally use on our phone. We ask a question, we get a response back. Usually very good for data analysis, automation, processing algorithms. Not so good at adaptive situations, like if you throw it something very left of field, not what it was expecting, it will sometimes just not give you an answer. Right? It's not good at evolving scenarios. I like to liken this as the type of friend that is super smart, but you cannot bring him out to go see people. He won't talk. You wouldn't put him in front of people. Generative AI, things like GPT, ChatGPT, GPT-4, they're good for content creation, pattern recognition, and interpretation. This is the modern. When people talk about AI today, they are referring to generative AI, right? This one can write essay for you. Some of them can even make videos for you. It's very scary stuff. Not so good at accuracy and facts and scientific results. This is very true. I use it at work, and I ask it, have you guys heard of the term insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result? It's insanity. Gen AI will give you a different result every single time. So to me, this is like some of their friend that's like very good at artwork, loves the creative arts and stuff, but very unreliable. You say it's on the way, it's actually just only baiting. That type of that type of AI. So that's how I look at it. 1 second. So where does that take us to? Today I'm talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly of AI, right? So if you look at this, the bad is obvious, for me, what we're coming up to speed on in cybersecurity and cyber defense is that we see a lot of people using it for a lot of bad things, right? Increasingly sophisticated cyber crimes, increase in scams due to deep fakes, people are using, I'll go into a little bit more there. But the biggest one that the world in general is worried about is job loss and widening poverty gap. Why? Because humans in general, I would say a large portion of the population, the easy entry-level jobs that you can get is very menial tasks, right? You do a lot of clerical work, data entry and all that. AI is very, very good at that. To make matters worse, AI is also getting very cheap to implement, right? So you see a lot of job losses there. People who maybe semi-retire or people just coming out to the job, they're gonna find that these jobs are less and less available. And that can lead to a lot of socioeconomic issues. So that's the bad part of it. Widening poverty gap, that's maybe less obvious, but I'll tell you the most obvious of that is obviously things like, sorry, I'll just turn that on again.
Advertising.
So as jobs become more sophisticated, you likely need higher qualifications. There are a lot of people in this world that can't afford that or don't have that opportunity. So, the pay gap will widen, the poverty gap will widen. But there are other ways to go through it. I mean, my wife and all that, she works in a lot of these areas where they do a lot of cool stuff with jobs and making sure these jobs and opportunities are available. I want to talk a little bit more about this one. So somebody actually put on what looked like the Ukrainian president encouraging his forces to stand down and surrender to Russia. So you can imagine how scary that is. Looks very real, right? If you guys keep up to speed with politics and all that. But can you tell it's a bit weird? We'll get back to it soon. Right? Pretty crazy, right? Uncle Seon came to me before the thing and he said hey, you're talking about deepfake. I said, how can I not talk about deepfake? It's the number one topic here. So we go from the bad to the ugly, okay? Because the main ugly side of it is the unrestrained and unregulated use and development of AI. The use of it is okay, right? Unregulated use is really between you and me and all that. The law hasn't caught up with telling us how we can and cannot use AI for. More scary is that the pace of innovation, as I mentioned at the start of this, it's very fast, very, very fast. And if we don't put proper guidelines and policies in place to regulate the development of AI, whatever we see today could be something else, right? And what that basically means is, you see, the articles are already here on the news one, right? 1 in 4 Indians duped by political deepfake videos. 18% of Indians suffer financial losses as a result. So like India is a place where the poverty line is quite high, right? So you can imagine what kind of socioeconomic problems are going to form. How AI deepfakes threaten the 2024 elections. Same thing, misinformation. People saying like Trump all of a sudden become a very good guy. How come? You know, we all Christians in general believe that people can change. We're also very susceptible to that type of thing. We oftentimes see bias, right? Bias is what you are predisposed to thinking, something that you want to be true. You see something that sounds true, you want to believe it's true, right? So that's why you got to be careful. How underground groups use stolen identities and deepfakes. You get a call sometimes, and then there's no one on the other end of the line, and then you say hello, hello. You turn on the phone. Don't say hello. Let the person say hello first. Okay? Because there might be an AI behind that sampling your voice. Okay?
What about my grandchildren? They say, so that's what they do.
They are super intelligent. No. Sometimes they do that. Yeah, it's true, but in general, it's not a big deal. But like, you know, if you hear nothing, just hang up. If it's important enough, they'll call you back.
No, but sometimes they say, ask your question, I say yes. You shouldn't say yes. Don't say
Yeah, you can test them. You can straight away ask them, am I speaking to a real human being? That is a valid question. Now, can you prove to me you're a real human being? Right?
Don't say the word yes.
Yeah, just
Is that right?
correct.
Always say yes.
Oh, don't say yes. Yeah, just say. Actually, just pick up the phone. They call you, right? So they should be the first one to say hello. And then sometimes, you know, you get somebody from China call, sounding very much like I had this. Apparently, the China tax office want me to pay them. Yes, I'm Chinese by heritage, but really I'm Malaysian, right? So they're barking up the wrong tree.
One question.
Yes.
When I say hello, they hang up. So what does that mean?
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say. They want to sample your voice. Yeah. So the thing about this is also just to allay your fears a bit. They are not targeting you. They are what I would say is like in our industry, they are currently doing what's called a proof of concept. All right, a proof of concept means that they want to test that the technology works. In order to do that, they won't target anybody. You know, they will just do it en masse. This is mass conceptualization of technology. Because we all use it, the simplest way for them, what's more expensive for them to test a piece of technology is to say, can I get a group of you in, pay you for the day, sit in a room, and then test the technology? When they can just randomly just pick somebody and then just call you. So don't be afraid. You know, you're most likely there's a 0.0001% chance of you. So it's not zero, but there is a chance. But don't worry about that. That's the ugly side of it. What about the good? Let's look at the good. So when I was with Optus, which is that telco, really bad. We partnered with QUT to do this. So we partnered with them because the Great Barrier Reef is under attack, okay, from this thing called the crown of thorns starfish. If you guys know what that is, it's like it literally eats the Great Barrier Reef, destroys the ecosystem. Partnering with the AI and the drones, submersibles, the university used AI to train it to recognize what a crown of thorns starfish looks like. Right, as you can see in this picture here at the back. Remember I told you AI means that they know how to see, they can listen, and they can hear, right? Just like a human being. Cognitive, that's called cognitive AI. It was able to go in there, see a crown of starfish, see that starfish that destroys things, and kill it, to control it. All without human input, right? And this is a good way of it, right? The other thing that I was telling you was cancer research. Heaps of these types of stuff. Because if you think about the benefit of AI is that it doesn't get tired, right? Humans get tired, right? We are also prone to error. So doing that, churning through terabytes, petabytes of data of all of the cancer cases around the world will stand a higher chance of finding a cure for it in the future, right? So that's that's the good side of AI. So we often hear that AI will take our jobs, right? No doubt, it's absolutely a real thing. But what jobs will it create? Well, one of those things that we're seeing is that it's actually leading to better quality jobs, right? I was at an AI summit just the other day by Microsoft. One of the girls, she was there. She was, I think, 23 years old, and she was already leading one of the leading AI scientists. Very, very smart girl, and she opened up to questions. One of the guys there saying like, "Can you please tell me if AI is going to?" My daughter is saying that I don't want to be a developer anymore because AI is going to take my job anyway. Her response was quite good. Her response is like, "I'm only able to get to where I am right now because of AI." She was able to interact with the AI bot or AI engines wherever they could be and ask questions. Because like we know, teachers get tired, teachers need to go to sleep. When you're younger, you need a teacher who can keep up with you. So she obviously is very enthusiastic. She was able to advance faster than all her peers because of the AI. The AI didn't do her job for her. She still needed to stand up and talk, interact with human beings and all that. So my personal belief is that if used correctly, humans will be even more human, letting AI to do the AI jobs. Right? So there will be a shift. There will be a shift in the market. There will be a shift in the economic landscape, how things will go. But yeah, we'll see. We don't really know. Any questions on the good? Have you guys seen anything? Anybody use it every day? No? I don't even have a clock in my house anymore because all I do is I say, "Hey Google, what's the time?" You know, and it's very good for parenting. I say, "Google, tell you the alarm ring, I need you to stop watching TV."
Can you tell us how to set that up?
Yeah,
Can you
can.
show us?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, just let me know. Yeah.
You need the devices, you need the
Yes,
Google
correct.
Nest.
In Google Nest. Oh, is it, Auntie? You know what's up.
You
Yeah.
can't just set it up.
My
Yeah.
My grandson's room is all AI.
Hmm?
My grandson's room don't have to get out and do things.
Don't have to get up and do things. It's all automated, is it? Oh, amazing. I want that for my house
He
as
learned
well.
it from just get by the computer and fix it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's on the phone.
It's on the phone, correct. Okay, so as always with these sessions, I want to help you guys manage this better. How do you live with it, right? We've seen the bad, the ugly side of it, but what does it mean to you? Like I said in the start of this thing, AI is everywhere. It's in your phones, in your pocket, in your fridge. Some say also in your toilet. They can check the UV levels, the germs levels using UV light, and tell you need to flush your toilet, something like that. I've seen that. But check the data privacy statement. So the important thing here is like, the last time I spoke to you guys on cybersecurity, those of you who were here, your data is everywhere, right? But there are guidelines done by the big corporations to keep your data only to you, and of course them, because they want to use your biases, your preferences for ad revenue, right? But check that, right? So yesterday when I was doing this pack, I checked in Google Assistant, my friend. I like it at home, not at work. They will tell you. It will tell you how they use your data, what they're legally supposed to do. So technically speaking, if you find your data in the hands of other people other than Google, you can sue Google, right? So these are all backed up by legal frameworks, legal policies, and all that. So yeah, but that's only a good feeling, lah. Let's be honest. If you want to go buy something, you're going to buy it. You're not going to check it. How many of us actually go and check and read everything? I think the person at the counter is like, "Nyabo, you want to do that?" So for me, it's like research first, check first, all right? Look online, check with everyone to see whether the experts say this is good, no good. When I bought my fridge, I did some research. Then they said that Samsung and LG were actually being sued being sued. They were involved in a lawsuit with like Westinghouse and all those people, because apparently some IP infringement and all that. So what they actually did was they used the fact that they can use AI and they got like a tablet and all that kind of stuff to get out of it. Because it's a fridge, yes, a fridge in function only, but I'm actually like a household device, some electronic device. So pretty interesting read. If you do research, you get all sorts of stuff. Okay, but on point 2, if you want to buy the device, you don't have to use the AI. You can turn it off. Before you commit to something, in the shops, they have an obligation to tell you how it works. Tell them, I don't want to use AI, I just want to use this TV. Because you go out there, how many of you can buy a TV without having the word smart in front of it? Anybody bought that? You've got one, then tell me. Oh, you managed to buy one?
It's very old though.
Oh, very old. That's fair enough, but it works, right? But the point remains, right? It's old. You know, anything new, if you want the cutting edge stuff, it's gonna have AI in it. Some form of AI in it. If you don't need it, turn it off. Turn off the mic first. And if it has a camera, turn off the camera. After you turn off the camera, go and stick a piece of sticky tape on top of it. Not kidding, I do it on my laptop. But I'm vain, so I say tell the AI hi. Yeah. No, but not true, not true. So, okay, remember, if you don't want to use it, turn it off. Okay? Don't turn it on, turn it off, okay? Based on things like this, why I put, how many of you know Dave Kochi on Sunrise? Super smart guy, right? And funny as well. He's a finance expert actually, right? I was watching one of the videos and one of the ads came up, because I also like money. So the ad had Dave Koch there saying like, a lot of people don't know this loophole. You can do this, it's not illegal, blah, 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 blah. They say like, get this cryptocurrency and then reinvest here. I was like, easy, why not? You want to try? Then I did my whole thing. I went to research and fact check first. We went there and then all these things came out. This guy said, somebody used my face in a deep fake, giving all this dodgy advice on there. Might be true, right? The loophole might be true, but the fact that it's him who's saying it gives it credibility. Scary, yeah? That's the ugly side of the internet. So if you think it's fake, it likely is. Right? If you think it is, or you're not sure, please don't share. Then you become part of the problem. Every day I get from my uncle, ah gong, ma all. Hey, whoa, China attacking soon. I'm like, you sure or not? I was like, we have millions, billions, trillions of dollars in defense technology, and you're telling me China you're attacking tomorrow? I don't think so, lama. You know, like that kind of thing. So, yeah, very simple. 4 steps, huh? Check the data privacy statement. Data, not privacy. Data privacy statement. How they are using your data. How they're storing it. Who are they selling it to? Who are they letting access it? Number 2, if you don't use it, don't turn it on. Use the device for exactly what is intended. The AI is literally there to help you, yes, but you also need to know how to use it. Half the time it's a marketing tool to get your data and resell it. Can I ask you something? How much is your phone? How much is a phone typically? iPhone how much? 1,000, huh? A lot of money. For them, they only make a little bit of money on the phone itself. Like I know when I sell servers, I only make 15%. Lucky to make 15%. But the amount of data that I harvest behind it and sell, the margin becomes about 200%. The money is in the data. Okay? So that's why they are putting AI everywhere. If you look at your WhatsApp now, if you updated it, there's a circle. Meta AI. Yeah.
I accidentally pressed.
You accidentally press it and then?
Yes, I told my son, I said I
can't
in
remove
the
it,
head,
Can't remove it. You can't remove it, yeah. But you can disable the microphone on your phone when it's using. If you guys need some help, I mean like I'm here every Sunday, so come to church. Yes, Auntie Jade. Yeah.
Your conversation, your teaching today
Yeah.
is mainly on the technical side and on the IT.
Yes, correct.
When is this going into the medical side and take over the human?
I love it. Yes, it already is.
So if I'm at home and I'm not well, I don't need to go and see a GP. Can I get it done through AI and then you tell me the problem? Can I go into the
Yes.
specialist and get that treatment.
So in the US, in China as well, it's already in operation. So if you think about COVID, right? So the question was, this is all very technical, but is it having any real world applications? More than just in your pocket and stuff? Yes. In the medical field, it's a huge use case for AI. Like I mentioned, cancer and all that. But bringing it more to, if you remember COVID, right? How can anyone forget COVID? COVID, if AI was operational in a safe way and regulated, right, it would have been a massive relief to the workforce. Then they can focus on triage. You all know triage, right? Some of you work in the healthcare space, you know triage. The problem wasn't on the back end, the problem was on the front end. Too many calls coming in, too many this one, that one, you know. So when I was at Optus, we were actually working with Google Contact Center AI to basically, the AI would know which department to send you to. Connect you with what specialists and all that. We just didn't have the properly. Sorry?
Still need all this.
Oh yeah. But this is my point about the widening poverty gap, you see. There'll be less frontline workers, but more specialists. More smart people. Right? If used properly and AI kept in the way it's meant to be used, we as a society can be better. For sure. That's the good, right? So yes, Auntie J, great question. It's already being used. I can't talk about this very explicitly, but another telco came to us the other day and said, we want to build our own ChatGPT. Build your own ChatGPT. Okay, interesting. Why? Because I want to resell it. Say, oh, nice, good job. But not realistic, right? The fact of the matter is, this needs a lot of compute, right? It's very power hungry and all that kind of stuff. But their idea is right, because telco, in general, is not very profitable anymore. They now want to go into another area. A lot of businesses, the other part of it is a lot of businesses starting to change the way they monetize and they get more sustainable. Who drives a Tesla here? Anybody drives a Tesla? Good, don't buy Tesla. Anyway, no. No, Tesla is not a car company. It's not even an EV company. It's a data company. And their primary use of the cars is to gather data for their AI. Okay? So think about it the next time you're in the shops or see a car on the road. Most of our cars now have camera, right? At the back, in the front, everywhere. It's all to just scan things. I was working with a council who was telling me, oh, Adrian, the roads are terrible in this place. I said, I know. My car nearly kena that day. So anyway, I said, what are you all doing about it? And they said, like, oh, very expensive to get the specialist equipment to scan the roads, target the right part of it and all that. I said, why don't you use AI? Bolt on a couple of cameras. And I said, bolt on what? I said, the sampah truck, the rubbish truck. Because they circulate the roads, right? It's a cheap way of doing it. But then we got stuck because the law doesn't allow you to just harvest data willy-nilly. So it's still helping us. But the possibility is there will be a constant tension between progress and defense and security, right? Speaking of which, I think you guys will love this one. How to spot a deepfake? Who's ready? 1 second, I need to check something first. Yes, okay.
We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time, even if they would never say those things. So, for instance, they could have me say things like, I don't know, Killmonger was right, or Ben Carson is in the sunken place, or, how about this, simply, President Trump is a total and complete dipshit. Now,
real or not? Is this real or not? How come?
The neck, the shoulders, body.
Very good. I'll continue.
see, I would never say these things, at least not in a public address, but someone else would. Someone like Jordan Peele. This is a dangerous time. Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet. It's a time when we need to rely on trusted news sources.
Okay. He swears after that, so this is a church again. So I just stop here first. But how to stop a deepfake? Who was it that said the neck and the auntie? You said that, right? Unnatural body language. Huh? One thing also you can see, so clear right over here. 1 second. The right frame, so clear, right? This one looked like something out of the 1990s.
Stuck on the neck.
Ah.
Are they going
So that's how you scan it. That's how you know.
They're going to improve on that.
They will improve. It's already better now. I will say that straight away. It's already better now. Right? So just be aware that if something looks wrong, it's likely wrong. So when you know that, what do? Do you share it or you don't share it? Don't share it, please. Thank you. Then you become the problem.
Oh, too good to be true.
Yes, exactly. If something's too good to be true, it usually is. Cool, right? So the other side of it, this is not whether good, bad, or ugly. Probably incorrect lah. But AI is very, very good. The generative AI that I was telling you about, it knows how to interpret things, words. Somebody put this passage from Ezekiel in there, around describing what a seraphim and a cherubim is. Boom, it generated this. Amazing, huh? So that concludes my talk. Any questions at all? Oh, yes, please.
So if something else did that, would the same image appear or different?
A bit different. I tried it myself as well. It doesn't, and it's very complicated. Like some people have too much time on their hands. but the use of AI will become more simple as well. It's already starting to be simple. Like the same tool that I've been using has become very, very easy. You know, I'm just waiting for it to talk back to me and tell me I'm stupid for asking the question. Then I know I will turn off all my devices and go to sleep.
Adrian,
Yes.
saying that AI can be used to generate essays and
Yes.
all that.
Yes.
So how do teachers monitor that they are really from the students?
So this is an interesting topic. This put pressure on the teachers to really know what they are doing. The casual teachers and all that probably don't stand a chance. But this comes back to people getting better at their jobs. What AI will start to do is start to weed out the imposters in the workplace. People who just get by on other people's work, fooling other people the whole time. Right? You need to be a subject matter expertise to know. Because back to your question, if this student, the baseline skill level that he's at is kind of like middling, suddenly wrote a super good essay. Right or not? Come on, man. Suddenly you spend 24 hours to become next level skill? No, not. That's what I do at work as well. I have to check. And now my team also say, boss, I use ChatGPT. I'm like, oh, good. I also use. That kind of thing. But yeah, it's a brave new world, as the Aussies like to say. But I see a lot of optimism in this space. I will say one thing though, better to be vigilant and better to embrace it first. Embrace it on your terms, what you can accept, what you cannot accept, rather than just live in fear of it. I think how many watch Terminator? Everybody, I guarantee everybody watch Terminator. Alright, if you watch. The Skynet thing, not so soon. I don't think that will happen. And people like me in my company, we are actively fighting against this. I actually was in the leadership council. I said to the other team, I said that the cyber defense team, I said, if you guys don't, there was a sentiment in my company, it's like, yeah, it's not real. I said, how can you say it's not real? It's real. You think what, Microsoft spending billions of dollars on this for something that's not real? No, it's not. It's untrue. So we need to know the enemy before we can defend against it. There will be lots and lots of companies who are doing that right now. And Australia is taking it very seriously. We just came out with the 6 Shields cyber strategy, which encompasses all of this. DJ?
One more question.
Yes.